Oh hey, Dutch from the Bugwall here. Today we're going to be doing an installation of a rear screen onto a Ford Transit. Please keep in mind that the Promaster and the Sprinter install the same way, with just a few minor differences. We'll cover those when we get to that. I want to show you what you're going to get in your package when you order. Depending if you order 1 or 2 screens, you're going to get your screens. We're going to be doing the installation on both here today, so we got both. You're going to be getting your thick and thin clips. We'll show you how those work when it comes time. You're going to get some sweet stickers to show everybody you got a sweet Bugwall. You're going to get a patch. You can throw this up on your headliner. That way when your buddy gets in the car, you can give it to him. You're going to get a koozie because, step 1, interesting. Because when it's time to get prepared to do an installation, you always got to do step 1. So, all right. Well, now that we're prepared, let's get to business. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with the installation here of the rear door here. You're going to go ahead and get your thick and thin clips out. You can just set them aside. You're going to grab your couple clamps. You can pick these up at the big box stores for about $1. You're going to have your rear screen here. In this case, I have a rear zipper door. That's what I prefer on my van. All right, so you're going to come up here. We're going to open this flap. These flaps on these Transits will just roll down onto themselves. We're going to kind of center this here. We're just putting this up temporary, so you don't have to be all crazy. The best way to center these things on the Transits and the other vehicles, you got the center zipper here. You want to line that up with your rear view camera. That kind of centers everything. You can take a clamp. And we're just going to clamp up this side over here. All this is, we're going to be able to adjust all this, so you do not have to get it perfect right here. As you can see, I'm already too short on this side, so we're just going to move it over some, reclamp it. Grab the clamp for this side. Okay, so now the door is just kind of hanging there, which is great. I'm way too low. How we're going to want this to land on these Transits is the top of this Velcro should be about right where the bottom of your weather stripping is when we're fully installed. So we're going to go ahead and just loosen these clamps. We can pick this up a little bit. Loosen this clamp, pick it up a little bit. And now I'm feeling pretty good at the top of my zippers at the bottom of my weather seal. All right, so we're keeping real time here. We're on 1 take here, so we're just gonna move forward. I'm gonna show you how this is done. Next thing you do is pull this weather seal off. Now, my van has had a few screens on it. I don't have a lot of grease in here. If there's a lot of grease in here, you want to wipe it off. You do not have to go crazy inside here with a rag pulling all the grease out, nothing like that. We used to recommend getting as much grease as possible out. It's really not necessary. Get it off the flange. If there's any excess, get it, but you don't really have to go crazy with it. I'm going to show you a close-up here on something with these seals I want you to be able to see. So let me shoot to a close-up here and show you how this pinch works on this seal, and then we'll come back to the installation. Okay, so one thing I want you to keep in mind with as we go forward here, I'm going to mention pinching the weather stripping shut. What I'm referring to, these weather seals, when you open them like this, if you open the slot, they'll stay open. There's metal inside there that holds its shape. So when I say pinch it shut, I'm referring to getting it closed again so that when you push it back on, it has a nice tight seal. So as you see me pinch here, I pinched it back shut. So then when I push it back on this flange, it grips nice and tight. Depending on how old your van is, your weather seal might be open and you just want to pinch that back shut. That's what I'll be referring to every time you hear me say you want to pinch the seal. Okay, so now that we have the pinching question out of the way, we're going to refer to when we say pinch, pinch. So now we're going to go on with the installation. So you're going to take your screen, you're going to go to the inside of your weather stripping. You're going to come up here, this Velcro, you're going to pinch it with your fingers onto this flange like so. So that when you push the weather seal back on, this Velcro should be about top of the weather seal. To hold it still for us, we're going to take a thin clip and we'll go on each side of this center section. This is one of the different areas on a Promaster. So a Promaster has these latches, and it's very difficult to get the weather stripping out of there. You can get it out. You want to roll it outwards. So on a Promaster, you're going to roll it out of there. That will allow you to go across. On a Sprinter, we just have 2 slots that these slide through. You can slide those slots on there, and you'll see it'll hang itself up there, and you can go about the rest of the business here. On Transit and Sprinter rears, we don't need a lot of these clips. You're going to see me use them very sparingly. They just aren't needed because the flange is facing outward. On a Promaster, the flange is facing downward. You will need to use clips. So once we have those up there, we're going to push this weather seal back on. We've already pinched it shut, so it's nice and tight. Pushing it back on. We're going to come across here. We're just going to work it across. One thing I like to check as I'm going is that my binding here is staying pretty level with across the top of the van. That's something you can just adjust as you go. But you know, I see people see me hitting it with my fist. I'm really not giving it much. You don't need a whole lot. Once you've got it across the top, for the most part, we're gonna work our way down the 2 sides. I like to put a clip on each side. You'll probably feel that the metal is a little thicker here out by the edges. See how we got multiple layers of metal here? So that's what these thick clips are going to come in handy for. So you're going to be able to, drop one. You're going to be able to push one of these thick clips on this thicker metal here, and it's really going to pinch it nice and good. Same goes on this side. Put a thick clip on there. Okay. Now, that takes care of across the top. Next here, we're going to go down the sides. Okay, so we've gone across the top. We just checked and stood back and made sure top level looks pretty good. We're going to work down our sides now. So remember, we just put this thick clip in here, so we can take this clamp. Let's just move it down to about halfway. Let's take this guy here. We're going to move it around this thing. So, like I mentioned, anytime you have it off, pinch it back shut. So you have the weather seal off of this flange, pinch it back shut. That helps it grip again. The corners are probably the toughest part of the whole thing, is getting these corners back in where they went. Now, this is giving me a little trouble right here in this corner, so I'm going to go ahead and use a clip. So I'm going to take a thin clip because the metal peel is pretty thin there. You can always start with a thin clip, and then if it doesn't fit on there, go with a thicker clip. So we're going to see if we can get this thin clip on here. Nope, so we're going to go to thicker clip. That'll push right on, no problem. Okay. Those little clips really help grip this. They're gonna hold the screen in place, they're gonna grip this. Now, Sprinters, their weather seals are usually really tight, so you don't really need a lot of clips on the back of those. Work some of these wrinkles out and just work this thing down. Once you're off that corner there, you can pretty much take the clamp off. You can work this down just by kind of eyeballing. You want to keep this as straight as possible, up and down. Right here, let's go ahead and put a clip just because it'll hold her still. Clip on there. Work down the rest of the way. side for now. Let's go over to the other side. So, okay, so now we're just gonna repeat this side, basically exactly like we did the other side. So it's easiest to move this clamp down some. Go ahead and get this started here. Like I said, it might be easiest just to go ahead and put a clip right below the corner here. We're gonna make sure our weather seal's pinched back shut. We're gonna work it up here into the corner. We're gonna work our way down. Now, the cool part about this stuff is if you mess up, it's no big deal. I got this clip on here. We're just gonna take both sides of this, give it a gentle pull. You can adjust wherever you need, reclip it. I'm gonna work our way down. As we go, we'll pinch this weather seal nice and tight. Right all the way there. So, we take the weather seal off. Let's pinch it all the way up, high as we can go here. That wanted to come off on me there, so we're just gonna throw a little clip in there. Pinch that on. Work our way down. Down here at the bottom, let's throw a clip in on this side. Keep it all tight. These are thick clips that I'm using, by the way, because there's a lot of metal here. All right, work our way in. Okay, so anywhere you feel like if it's not holding good, go ahead and toss a clip on there. They'll really secure it up. Now that we have the screen up there on these, you can adjust tension how you like it. If it's a zipper, you can be a little tighter with the tautness of the screen. If it's a magnet, you want to be a little bit looser so the magnets will operate correctly. And now we're going to go on to the last step. We're going to trim off the excess material, and then you're able to join the bug-free life. Okay, so now we have the door hung, we're gonna do the last step, and we're gonna trim off the excess material. What you're gonna do, scissors, razor knife, however you wanna do it. I recommend scissors. You're gonna come in here, grab the material, you're gonna trim off the excess. Now, in an effort to keep this video somewhat in check, I'm just gonna trim it off here without being the neatest. You can trim this off as neat as you would like, and then as you're trimming, just make sure everything's good. You may need to add a clip somewhere here and there. Just work your way around. There you have it. There's the rear full screen Bugwall. Any questions or issues during installation, we're always available. Please give us an email or a call. We'll be more than happy to help you out.